outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hi everyone and welcome back. So in today's video I thought it'd be fun to talk you through my 1-star read. Now the past I think 2 years before this, when I was reading, I didn't really rate books 1 star, but this past year, especially in the last couple of months, I haven't been having a good time with my reading, in the sense of I have a lot of 1-star reads, which is quite shocking. Like, I actually don't know how many I have, I just know I have a lot, so I'm not going to talk too much through them because I've talked about them in videos and stuff and I've had my rants, but I'm just going to basically name them. And yeah, so this might not be a long video, but I thought it'd still be fun. So starting off is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. This one I was actually quite shocked about because Tessa Bailey's books are 50-50 for me. Like, I either love them or I hate them, and this was unfortunately one that I didn't like. I think the first one of her books I didn't like, and I talked about it all through a video. I can't remember what video it was, but I honestly really didn't like it. I didn't like the writing style, the characters, the way they talk to each other. I just couldn't get round it, and I was honestly really close to DNFing it. I just chose not to. Then we have Far From Perfect by Holly Smale. So this, I actually haven't heard anything about. This was the second book as well, but I got it from the library, and I think I just didn't enjoy this because it was a YA book, and YA I just don't really get along with. Then next is The Whole of Sherlock Holmes. Now, I've explained this many times before, but I'm going to explain it again. Except for the first book, which I just realised I rated 1.5 stars. But anyway, with this, I don't think it definitely wasn't the storyline itself, because I love, like, I think it's the TV shows of Sherlock Holmes. So it definitely was not the storyline itself. I think it's because they're classics and I just didn't understand what I was reading because of the way it was written. So I don't think it was anything about the book itself, it was the way it was written, and I just couldn't understand what I was reading because of the writing. So I think that was just like a me problem, not being advanced. Then we have Burning Desire, which I actually don't remember at all anything about. The Date Swap, I also don't remember anything about, if I'm being completely honest. Then we have Braveheart and Don't You Forget About Me, which I also don't remember anything about. This Love Hurt, also another one I don't remember about. Like, if I rated it 1 star, there's mostly a chance I don't remember anything about them. Hence why I said I'm not also going into too much detail about them as well, because I end up forgetting everything about them because obviously I didn't really enjoy them, so they're not important for me to store. Then we have But I Need You by W. Winters, which I also, again, obviously didn't like. Wuthering Heights. Now this one is a surprising one. I honestly thought I was going to enjoy this. I was really wanting to read this for so long, just never picked it up, and then I picked it up and I was disappointed. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if I read this just at the wrong time, where I didn't fancy a classic. I was just like, I want to read it, I want to get it off my physical TBR, and I just read it. I don't know, maybe I'll have to give it a go another day, or one day we'll see, but I don't know if I just generally didn't like it. I did find it hard to understand, like, the classic writing as well. Then we have all of the books that I've read so far by Leigh Bardugo. So we have Shadow and Bone, Sage of Storm, Ruin and Rising, Six of Crows, and then Crooked Kingdom. I don't know what happened. I think I generally I was in a reading slump at this point. I was forcing myself to read, and I was reading fantasy. This was just definitely probably not the time for me to read any of these. Hence why I'm thinking of going back in the future and rereading them when I'm actually in the mood and not in a reading slump. But I don't know what happened with these, if I'm being completely honest. Then we have Her Billionaire's Best Friend, also another one I don't remember anything about. And Blood and Elves, The Witcher, which was 1 star, which I also probably don't remember anything about. Sense Sensibility, also another classic, which I thought I was going to like and didn't. Probably the same with Wuthering Heights, hence, like, read at the wrong time, reading slump, all that stuff. Most of these I read when I was in a reading slump, which is probably why they're 1 star. Then we have Under Her Care by Lucinda Berry, and then we have some I don't know how to say her last name, but we have Pirate Stew, Wolves in the Walls, The Graveyard Book. Those are 1 star reads for me. Then we have Wayward. Now this is another one that I read in a reading slump, and I feel like I just didn't choose the best time to read this one. Then we have Dear Adam by Kelsey Stelting. This one just wasn't for me either. Then we have When Life Gives You Vampires. This is another one that I don't actually remember anything about. I couldn't tell you what it was about. It's like I didn't even read it, if I'm being completely honest, but I I just don't think that one was for me. Then we have Chase Me by Tessa Bailey, which was also another one that I just did not enjoy. Kind of like Secretly Yours. Didn't like the plot, didn't like the characters, didn't feel the connection between the characters, didn't like the way they spoke to each other. I just didn't really like anything about this. And again, another one I was close to DNFing, but I didn't. Then I have The Lost Bookshop. This one I'm actually really disappointed in. I do go into a rant in a vlog that will be coming at some point, hopefully this month, but this just wasn't for me. I was very disappointed. It looked interesting and it sounded interesting, but then once you read it, you get disappointed. Then we have These Hollow Vows. I don't feel like I gave this book a chance. Like, I do feel like I would have enjoyed it if I wasn't in a reading slump, so I am going to possibly be reading this one again in the future once I'm not in a reading slump, or once I start enjoying my reading again as much as I did. Then we have If You Give a Jerk a Gingerbread and The One Night Stand Before Christmas by Jane Austen. I've gone to a rant about this one in a vlog that you probably just saw, I think. Then we have All I Want for Christmas by Nora Roberts. I don't think this was for me. I will try another Nora Roberts book maybe in the future. I just don't know if Nora Roberts might be enough for me, but I'm not going to write it off yet because I've only read one. And then lastly we have Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. So Tessa Bailey is looking very good in this video, but the thing is this again was Secretly Yours and Chase Me. Didn't like the plot, didn't like the name characters, didn't like the characters in general. I didn't like the plot, I just didn't like anything about it. I didn't even like the writing style, which was shocking. But Tessa Bailey is a 50-50 author for me. Sometimes I like her books and sometimes I don't. So in this case, there's 3 books that I didn't like of hers this year. That is all of my 1-star reads of 2023. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.